Tonight, call to order the December 4th, 2019 Bovey City Council meeting. I will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Call to order. Johnson. Here. Meyer Nail. Here. Boyovich. And I'm here. We need a motion to approve the agenda. So moved by Boyovich. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Meyer Nail. Is there any additions or corrections to it during the discussion today? Nothing? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone approved? Motion carries. All right. So now we're in truth in taxation.
Okay, so you guys have the budget in front of you there. As the budget numbers are currently, and this is, I think it was last we discussed, plus I had added some for wages and dental went up a little. And not sure what other adjustments there were, not many, from the last time we met. So as the budget sits right now without any reductions, we would be looking at a 12% increase.
12%.
12.
It's a little higher than I thought. But last year we did a 0.5% increase. And we've discussed it before, this 0.5 or 1% is not cutting it when the cost of stuff's going up 3% and we have needs. We can't continue to do bottom line 0.5%. It sounds good, but there's got to be and the citizens ain't going to take it every other year, getting hit with a huge jump either. So where's the happy medium on this?
Right, I think I think we need to look at a combination of cutting a few things from the budget and then increasing it more than 0.5%.
0.5%'s not going to, yeah.
But, so I mean, that's where we sit right now. So we do have to ask if there's public input at this point.
Yeah, is there any public input on this? None? So as a council, we're going to look at this and have a budget meeting before the next council meeting, or?
We should, yes.
Okay. When do we want to do the budget meeting? Open to anything.
Whatever's convenient for you working people.
Well, in the evening is best for us, right?
Well, evening's good for
Right.
me.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
So like next Wednesday
Sure.
Good fireboard.
at 5.
At 5.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be done by 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, because we're planning on going at 6.
Oh.
Ooh. But could you miss planning and zoning for a little bit to sit in our meeting and then go to planning and zoning?
How long does ours been usually?
Oh. Well, can we do it Thursday? Brian, you're the one that's over the road.
Thursday, I don't know, I have Jillian.
Okay, what, how about Tuesday?
I'll be out of town. Once it's at 6, I'm fine. 5:30.
Friday?
Well, how about we do Wednesday at 5:30? Our fire meetings
Yeah,
don't
we'll do
last
that.
that long.
Yeah.
All right,
That'll work.
all right, for
And that way she can make her planning and zoning, because this shouldn't take this long. Is that okay?
Sure.
Need a motion?
No, not 7.
Okay.
anything else that anybody wants to discuss on the budget stuff for us to consider as we think about it until then? I just want to bring up the fact that we have some alien equipment, and the more longer we don't do something with it, it's going to cost us more in the end. So we've already cut the one truck out of the budget a couple times, even though it was approved to purchase. We've held off and we've held off.
Is that the one that Kevin was looking at?
Yeah. And
I see a need to have that plow truck.
Yeah.
And the other thing for me I want to bring up too is that our police squad is getting to the point now to where it's going to probably cost us more money if we don't come up with something to replace it here soon, because I know that at about 100,000 miles-ish on the cars that I'm familiar with at work, they start nickel and diming. And the last one we had, we ended up paying for a transmission and then get rid of it the year after, so it cost us more money, but something to consider, guys. That's all I have. Anything else moving on? All right. Public forum, anyone in the public would like to address the council? No, moving on. Consent agenda, need a motion for the minutes from the November 6, 2019 council meeting, disbursements for claims and payroll, and treasurer's report.
Motion to approve.
Got it. First by Johnson.
I think I got to include the treasurer's report, didn't I? Is it in there?
I thought I saw it on the email. Is there a second?
I'll start.
Second by Hekamovich for discussion. Any discussion about it? All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to department heads and committees, engineering, John Mattinen. If Kevin, do you have anything for that? No? Okay. Public Works, Kevin Otten. Hey, how you doing?
Everybody friendly today?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, anything on my report?
No.
Okay.
I was going to ask you.
I
I'm going to ask you one thing on it, Kevin. but
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get to it here.
How's the big truck?
It's fixed.
What was it? Was it just an injector?
Map sensor.
Mass airflow pressure?
Oh,
Warranty.
when you visited with your Werner,
Okay.
well, yeah,
I was gonna do that.
you were, okay, that's good then.
Okay. Well, we'll go right to that then. Joe Palala from Bolton Bank contacted engineers from the cities, but they opened an office in Hibbing, and he called me up and said Joe talked to him about our elevator situation, so he came down, we met, we walked through the hall, we spent an hour looking down the hall and stuff. And, he noticed that there was a roof leak and we went up in the auditorium, and I told him that with my schedule busy, I didn't want to try to put grants in when I can, but I said the Historical Society grant is pretty in-depth, and I asked him if there was a possibility something they could do, and he said he talked with boss, and it sounds like it might be something that they would do.
So they would apply for a grant and stuff like that to do the work there?
Great. They've done elevators before, and he said the internal elevator is doable, instead of an outside one.
Right.
He called me a couple days ago and said, he goes, I think we should look at the roof first, putting in the grant for the roof. So,
You know where the leak is exactly, is it?
well, I know it's on the angled portion close to the eaves, because that's where it's coming through.
And where is it entering the building?
North wall,
Okay,
on probably just this side of entrance.
okay,
It's a copper roof.
But it looks like there might be another one formed
okay.
too.
Yeah, it's copper.
It's a copper roof.
This goes over time with the,
It's the
I think
original
the
copper.
seams, it's solder seams,
Yeah.
solder, it's brittle over time, so. It may be something that, might only cost $5-10 grand, but if you need a grant for it, But he said, you gotta consider looking at the wood, underneath it.
Right.
for sure.
You might have some rotting members there too.
If we don't catch it now, we'll end up in a situation full of rain again.
So I actually spoke to him again today, gave him contact information from the lady down there, he's gonna talk to her. So one thing, basically, we haven't talked money or anything yet, but nobody does anything for free. So is this something we wanna pursue? Maybe get a quote or something, and then see what it's gonna,
Yeah. Doesn't hurt anything to get a quote, right?
so, but I think we should move forward on it.
Or it costs us way more.
Great. Yeah, great. Okay, another thing is our gentleman from the solar, remember the solar?
What's he talking about, man?
Well, I actually met with him it's probably been like 2 months, you know, and he asked for 2 years worth of electrical bills, you know, and he gave me a packet if you guys want, I can scan it and email it to you. But basically, Minnesota Power would not put in what they wanted to put in before, all the banks up by the football field because of baseball fields, because of the size. And he says Minnesota Power cannot do anything about 40 megawatt or smaller. So now he wants to put all these little ones by all our meter bases.
Meter base.
Yeah, wherever we got electrical meters,
Okay.
put a solar panel there to supply
So
that.
feed it straight in.
So basically the cost is like $680,000, which would be paid for over 7 years, and then we reap all the benefits from it. You know, la-di-da-di-da. So, and I told him, I said, clerk's busy, you know, we ain't gonna sit and scan 2 years worth of electrical bills. And, I started setting up accounts, not accounts, but setting up our accounts online so I can download them. But is this something you want to pursue?
Well, originally when he came to us, he said they're gonna build it, they're gonna put it all in. It's not gonna cost us anything.
Oh, yeah, it was gonna cost the city, yeah.
Right, and originally it wasn't gonna cost the city at all, and then you could buy it at the end if you wanted to, like, we're not buying nothing. You know, you're gonna get property, put it up, now it's gonna cost the city to do it, and that's.
And I figured the cost is gonna be close to $5,000 a month payment.
And after so many years, it'll be all wore out and we'll have something we'll
Right.
have to repair.
Well, I'd like
Right.
to talk to a city
Or
that's
replace.
actually profiting from this, but I don't think anybody is yet, because they know he's had it for 7 years, so.
See, originally,
Moving on.
yeah,
Yeah, moving on, put that on the back burner.
Okay, so I'll just tell them we're on hold for now.
yeah.
Or they'll probably call you anyway.
What's that?
So they'll probably call you and see if you buddy with you, so.
I haven't talked to him since the last time I told him to get a hold of you.
Okay. So, that light right there has LED bulbs in it,
Nice.
so, instead of buying the fixtures, that was a $40 for 4 bulbs. So I figure, instead of putting new fixtures up and having to repaint and.
Yep, and I like the diffusers that were out of the library in here, so that's, they're all fixed up.
Yeah, so we'll start swapping them. I'm gonna wait till after the first of the year, new budget and everything. Not sure how close we are.
If I were to buy and donate some LED lights for some of the fixtures in here, can we use it, or can I not do that?
We put, that one out there is a new LED out there.
But there's a few other I saw downstairs that could probably use a 13-inch LED one. I just thought, well, maybe if I,
I think that one was, do you remember what that was, Tara? 30, 40 bucks.
yeah,
It was cheap, yeah.
yeah. I just thought if I could do that, maybe it'll.
You can donate anything to the city as long as you have the proper paperwork. And the city accepts it.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Right, Tara?
Correct.
Because it's electrical, I didn't know if it had to be certain.
Okay, last on my list is the amended wellhead protection plan, part 1. Our 10 years is up, and we have to amend the plan. They do put, MDH does part 1 for free, and then part 2, of course, we have to have an engineer do it. So, they sent me part 1 back in beginning of October. I went over it, I called them up, I had some questions on it. Basically, the only really change is they made our drinking water management area smaller. Actually removed it from the can steel pit. And which I kind of had an issue with because since they quit pumping the pit out, now our static water level in our well is rising. So I talked to them about that. And they said that's something that can be discussed in part two.
Can how much has our static level risen, Kevin?
I would say since they quit pumping, we're at 9.9 feet versus 14 something when they were pumping.
So 14 feet before the water, now we're at 9 feet before the water now, right?
Now it's 9. As they were pumping the pit, it was going down. And then as they quit pumping the pit, that means, so it means the water's traveling through the ground towards Straw Lake. It's raising our aquifer level.
Now, when you say an engineer has to be involved, is that their engineers or ours?
We have to hire one. Mattman's firm didn't do that last time.
Does the gentleman that's been visiting us often do it? Does their firm do it?
They might.
Would you like to ask?
It's gonna be probably in next year before it's done. Yeah.
Well, just inquire to see.
So, but we have to approve part 1
Okay.
tonight.
Need a motion?
Is there a motion to approve part 1?
I'll make a motion to accept WHPP Part 1 on behalf of the city.
Okay, we have a motion by Boyovich, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Johnson, any further discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Kevin, are we still starting the loader downstairs at the hall?
No, it's at the shop.
Okay, I just.
Garbage truck, sweeper, and John Deere tractor.
Worried about rust, and new stuff.
Me too.
Saw that fire. Tanker.
Our mowers, our John Deere mowers are down there too.
Our new ones? Yeah, we get rid of them like 35 years. They're not 135,000.
Right. Well, we could keep the loader up there in winter.
Just got to waste your own there.
Okay, anything else, Kevin?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on to planning and zoning.
Okay.
Okay, we had our public hearing last week for the conditional use permit for Derek Beckich, and that was approved.
And that was for the school, right?
Yeah, for his, putting his shop up in the school.
Just for the shop, or was it for the whole building? Just for the woodroom? No.
One section.
No, we didn't, not for the whole building.
Right.
Though I do have a suggestion, and I think we probably will have to do this, and I would like to rezone that whole building, all 3 of those parcels, to business residential.
What does that do for us?
Well, I still think we would have had to do a conditional use permit even if it was zoned there. But there's a lot of other things that we won't have to mess with other than,
What's it zoned right now?
it's residential. We rezoned it for Marsh, and he was gonna make us all rich building all in houses.
So, what do we need to do to rezone it? Vote by the council or?
Well, that was part of the public hearing, so we've already had the public hearing, so I guess you can, the council will either vote it up or down, yes.
Is there a motion to return it to 50% of commercial, so make it residential, commercial, instead of just residential for the school facility up there? Is there a motion for that?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by,
May I ask a question?
I'll second it for discussion.
second by Johnson for discussion.
Does the council even have to vote on this?
That's what I'm asking, do we have to vote on it?
Planning and zoning is
Sure.
a commission.
We weren't positive.
Okay.
I believe, the rezoning, you have to do a council vote.
Might as well for the
Because
record.
I think it changes tax situations, does it not?
Yeah, it would,
I think so.
in there.
So the council would be acknowledging the passage by the commission.
Yeah, that was my understanding, but
Okay, okay, the only thing I can say is a recommendation of the planning and zoning commission that you rezone it to.
So we're saying yes
Business
to
residential.
your decision.
yeah.
Okay.
So we got a motion and a second.
I was just saying, I was wondering if it has to be residential slash business? Because I thought all of our other ones are residential slash business, not residential slash commercial.
Our map says BR, business residential.
That's what's, I think that's what,
Did I say commercial?
Yeah.
Well,
it's the same.
I guess it's the same thing.
Whatever format you have it in.
Yeah. So it's one and the same. Taxes go up when it's got the business and commercial.
When you make a motion, I thought it had to be word for word.
No, and I know, I just, well, I'm not,
Just checking.
I'm, good catch. So,
That's why I did planning and zoning.
Kevin,
Well, I don't want to get a bad guy here, but was the public hearing for rezoning?
Yes,
Yes, it was advertised for both.
Okay, okay,
It was, and we did, do both at that meeting,
okay.
so, separate.
so it's residential to business.
Business review.
Business residential, okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and one thing from the mine planning board, I was gonna bring this up last meeting, but we didn't have a last meeting, so. We're gonna set the annual dues, and it's gonna go up $50 from $350 to $400.
Okay.
I was just saying, you know, you can, if you don't wanna do that, when it comes time to pay the write the check, say no, whatever.
Okay, well, we're forewarned.
Yeah. Oh, and answering, I can tell you what the pit water rise
Yes, I was gonna ask you that.
from
Oh,
May to August, the pit rose 5 3/4 feet.
surprise, surprise.
So that notice they gave us that there's gonna be a problem, remember you had that gentleman from the DNR, or whoever showed up and
Their
said.
hydrologist said they would give us 2 to 2.5 years, and we should be, once you, well, they say we're gonna have water running down the street. I don't think that'll happen.
No.
Not the way the pit wall is washing out. Right now, I go down there and looked at that low spot, and it's only a good 10 to 12 feet down, and it keeps, unless it freezes up real quick, there's gonna put another, look like another 8 feet of that, and that just bank just keeps getting higher and higher, so.
Right.
Brian, you might want to move.
I hope so.
Big front property.
When we went to that meeting in Coleraine, and they were more worried about it pushing out from underneath the ground and blowing on Highway 169 than they were
Well, the
water.
well,
That's what the
well,
state hydrologist told us at that meeting.
Yeah, the football
The
field.
DNR hydrologist is looking, he says it's gonna come up in the same low spot. It's gonna top the pit in the same spot it did a few years ago. And that's,
That was
north of the bridge.
Yeah.
And, I don't think it's gonna do that there. 'Cause like I said, the bank, the pit wall itself has changed so much.
We probably had a foot of rain too those months.
but
Water's gonna have to
that is-
rise real, lot farther or faster than it is.
But that is the weakest part of the whole pit bank.
Yeah.
And it isn't just the water coming up, it's the wind, it's
Oh,
ice in the spring.
we lost about 8 feet in 3 days.
And like I say,
Right
all
underneath
you're
that
looking
bridge,
at,
it just
Really?
kept caving in.
All you're looking at-
In the
Yes,
springtime, you
man-made
can stand up there and
railroad.
hear the banks just collapse. Yeah.
right, it's a man-made
It's not-
railroad grid for the tracks, that's what's holding.
Yep. That,
And it's loose material, it's not solid material.
Yeah,
And as far as
when me and Mike
pumping
Kalis
water
and Aaron Warren
goes-
built their houses, we went up there to the railroad tracks and you could walk 100 and some yards, and now
Right.
the railroad tracks are exposed.
yep.
And the best part about it is the DNR is responsible and they want nothing to do with it.
It's their water, right?
It's their water.
Well, they're worried about wild rice.
Yeah, I know they're worried about wild rice.
That's what's holding up the pumping. It's right there. They could get a pump in there, but they don't want to mess. Whatever.
That water goes to Trout Lake anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where is the wild rice that they're worried
That's
about?
all I
I
got.
haven't quite figured that out.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Fox. Moving on to council members, snow plowing to Boyovich.
I will remove my snow plowing. I had very irate 2 residents at my house after the first snowfall. So I called Carla, and Carla in turn got ahold of Kevin, and Kevin said standard plowing starts at 3 inches, correct?
Yep.
So that's what I referred to, but I said, put it on the agenda
Just in case.
just in case, but,
Snow plowing has been stricken.
correct.
Then I have sidewalk plowing, Stein. We had a conversation last council meeting about, do we want the sidewalks plowed with the V plow, not the snow blower? And I think that we probably should have certain sidewalks done and start getting the sidewalks plowed, because I've had a lot of irate people upset that their sidewalks are never plowed. And we don't have an ordinance that states that they're responsible for it, and they want their sidewalks plowed. Like Grand Rapids, they don't do it anymore, they put it on the citizens, but I do think that if we're able to, we should plow the sidewalks with the ASV. I mean, you might have years with so much snow that won't work, but sucking stuff up with a snow blower can be very costly and expensive. I mean, with reason, there might be some sidewalks that you can't, but the biggest problem is in the years past, we let people park on the boulevards to get them off the streets so we can plow, because our streets are narrow. So that's the other edge of the sword.
Some
So what do we
sidewalks
do?
you just can't V-plow either, because I've sat in that ASD and those cracks will throw you right into the glass.
Yeah, you got that going too. So I mean, what are we gonna do? You're right. So,
Are there certain sidewalks that are plowed
Main Street.
per block?
Main Street and walking trail.
And there's like 2 inches you can broom it, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
beyond that, the broom ain't gonna do nothing, right, Kevin?
The sidewalks are in bad shape.
No.
So, how do we wanna handle it? I mean, they haven't been shoveled in a long time, and I understand why. We have
I clean mine.
certain. What?
I clean mine.
Right, but I mean,
After I plow for 12 hours and then I go home and do mine and go do my dad's. And
right, but not the city doing the sidewalks with their truck or whatever. I remember seeing the old Dodge pickup that used to do it. but-
Jeep.
Jeep, whatever.
Jimbo's Jeep.
Yeah.
We used to do it, Kevin.
Yeah, that little truck, yeah.
Yeah,
Little Dodge Dakota.
yeah.
Why was that?
That's
We-
many years ago, many years ago.
We did it, when I started, we started doing it with the SV and the snow plow till we munched up a bike. And when you get a year of a lot of snow, it's hard to keep up. I mean, it's gonna be a budget issue.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost us more money.
In order to do that, we have to hire more people or pay overtime.
It's cheaper to hire part-time.
Yeah. So if I'm getting from citizens, not all the same ones, they want their sidewalks done, so.
I'm sure all citizens want, I would
What-
love it if they came and did ours too.
We
I'm
don't,
not hearing
But
from
we
all.
do ours ourselves.
I don't hear from all, I'm just hearing from the ones that call me.
all right, we don't have a policy in place for,
Actually, there is.
there is?
There is, I didn't see it, I'm
What does
sorry.
it state?
It states that certain sidewalks will be plowed, identified on the next page, and the next page is missing.
So then we have nothing to show it, so we need to,
That was one of those that disappeared.
because we only had the paper public
Two of
since then.
those.
That's probably right after the bike went in.
So, but the citizens that have, I'm sorry,
No, okay.
the citizens that took the time to call me, they're the ones that want, I haven't heard from all of them, but I think that, yes, Kevin?
I heard from one of them tonight. And in certain spots, he does have a point, where the kids walk, where the buses pick them up. I can see that.
Yeah.
And that's, if the kids are picked up, on my block, I would definitely keep it open. Not myself, not
Right.
as a city, but I mean, I can see doing that for the kids. We keep the bike trail open, or walking trail, whatever you wanna call it. But like I say, it's, we can identify them and do what we can, but there's, when we get to snowfalls, there's priorities first,
Right.
and then that would come second, but it's gonna cost more money.
So at A, are we gonna have to tell people that you can't park on sidewalks, therefore we'll shovel sidewalks? But, I mean, can't do both.
Well, we've already told them in the years past I could be on there, but I guess we're gonna have to do something. It's a late start, but I think we should discuss tonight whether or not want the sidewalks
I
go.
thought when we told them that they could park there, that they had to take care of removing the snow
Yeah.
around
That's
that
correct.
area, was that not?
I think that was correct, yep.
I believe that was told that they had to maintain
Where they're.
Do you remember that?
access around.
I just think we already know who the people, whose sidewalks we should take care of, in front of, and just take care of them. We can't do all of them, obviously, I mean, they're in bad shape, but
But we can make an effort, the ones that
or
we
put
can.
something in the paper, and if we hit something with the snow blower, guess what? Somebody's liable. I mean, they do have bypass pressure on them. I mean, I've hit things with my snow blower and it stops, or designed to stop and
Right.
readjust the flow of the hydraulics so it doesn't do damage.
So as a council, do we want to do the sidewalks as well?
No.
You don't want to plow the sidewalks?
I think for certain people, we should that have disabilities and whatever, I have
Correct.
a problem with it. Or even a safe walk to school, I don't have a problem with that.
So, okay.
It is a mess when the kids get off from the school here and they're walking down the street.
I get
don't
the kids, and I get that we designated certain sidewalks to be safe sidewalks, I get that.
I
That's
see
what,
at school.
safe routes to school, that's not happening anymore. Those grants are done, that whole thing is done. I'm just saying is that, so you're saying every, I don't know, shoot myself in the foot here. I'm just saying, okay, so when I have to have surgery on my knee, are you guys gonna come
I have
is the
every
city
year.
gonna come and?
I have every year.
You have not.
I've always looked over.
We have a snowplow. Anyways, so when I have surgery, then is the city going to do mine
I
then?
suppose you
That's
could
what I said,
call
we're
it
gonna
green.
do all the sidewalks.
No, we should not do all the sidewalks. We just sat here and said that we're gonna figure out how we're gonna cut some of our budget.
Right, I agree with that.
So, I understand the school routes, I mean, at least, I heard that it was something to do with where the kids are getting off the school bus,
If
right?
it's a safety issue, it should be plowed.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Bob?
Yes, I can, as a citizen, I can say second, that runs, by the fire hall, et cetera, that's a mandatory. I mean, I walk that every morning and drive the bus, and there's many vehicles that pass there with drivers that are texting. I would hate to see, there's been a day or two I've had to actually walk on the roadway second, and it's very dangerous. And we do have a lot of kids that are walking from Bovey, going toward Coleraine and at that time, as well as there's multiple walkers that walk earlier than I even do there. But I know that would be that's a very important one. And that goes to our Bob's IGA, or not IGA, but for the grocery store too. A lot of people use it for that purpose.
How about, thank you for that, Mr. Lawson, I agree with you. How about that, we agree that we're gonna plow the sidewalks that are necessary to be plowed for certain
For
needs,
safety.
for safety, and that Kevin and I can sit down and discuss that and come up with a new map or something.
Well, we need to talk to the bus garage and find out where the stops are. That's what we need to do.
Yeah,
And that'll change yearly, of course.
Well, then,
Sometimes, yeah.
Seems like they don't have designated stops at all anymore. You can see, before it was always designated pickups for the
yeah,
bus. Now it seems like they're delivering them to the houses.
right.
Well, that I think is, they do have the designated regular bus, but then they also have those secondary buses that have special needs and,
Right.
yeah.
And I think also certain people that might have special needs that are citizens should be considered as well. Might be somebody that has a lot of medical calls or something that, or potentially, I mean, that's, it can't, I personally don't think it should just be this is how it's gonna be and that's it. I think you have to have flexibility in it. Like you said, you have to have surgery, well then maybe you have to go over and plow your sidewalk at that time so you can get in and out safely.
So can we,
That's
That's
my,
no different than picking up somebody's leaves. I don't.
yeah, that's my
Okay,
opinion.
then
But that's my,
there just needs to be, I think that citizens though need to be held accountable for plowing their sidewalks. And if we don't have an ordinance in place right now, then we need to have one.
we're working on
Because
it.
I'm just saying that there's a gray area right here, is that half the people think that we should be plowing their sidewalks, and there's no reason why they can't do it themselves.
Well, if they can clean
So-
out an area for a vehicle,
If they simply cannot do it, then okay, I agree, and for safety, maybe that's something else, but
You can go first.
Why don't we discuss this at the budget meeting?
There you go.
Well, I have one thing to say and then we can move on. I think if you can mow your boulevard, or pay to mow your
you
boulevard,
can do the snow.
you can do the snow, or you can pay somebody to do the snow.
Good discussion for
There was an argument about the boulevards, keep that in mind too, that at one point we had an ordinance saying that the city was gonna maintain the boulevards, so I see what, I hear what you're saying.
City also had 5 employees at that time.
Yeah.
too.
So I also think there's another option, we could create a form for people who have disabilities. You fill out the form and if it's deemed approved by the council.
That's a
slippery
slope.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Well, so how do you A then determine who gets their
I
sidewalk?
think you should stick with the safety issue and be done with it.
You start questioning whether somebody is disabled enough, you're gonna be in.
So, but that's what I'm saying is what's safe then for who, then you should either do them all or.
There's a lot of people in the community who don't care to have the sidewalk done, they just go straight out across the sidewalk into their car and they go. There's certain people that need their sidewalk done for different reasons, and so I think if we have flexibility and say, we need to do this sidewalk,
I think that's not true. I maintain my sidewalk so my neighbor can get to Bob's. I'm not just doing it for me. I don't walk on my sidewalk very often. It's done because our sidewalk goes all the way to Bob's Market, and people actually do use it and walk to. We've seen people walking down the middle of the street to get to Bob's when that is not maintained.
so my personal opinion for the council is, either we do them all, or we don't do any of them.
I would agree with that.
Except,
Personally.
except for the bus stops.
safety stuff.
Correct. So, okay, so do them all or do just the bus stops, because I would agree with that, because as soon as you start picking which sidewalks you do, you're gonna get more people calling saying, why is this sidewalk done?
Well, why don't we just do the safety purposes for the bus stops this year and we can address it later?
It's up to the council.
I mean, that's what I mean, if we start doing every sidewalk in Bovey or one person, how handicapped are they?
I say we
I
wait
don't
till
know.
the budget meeting too,
Is
because
there
Right.
not,
we're already at 12% if we keep
Right.
adding and adding.
is there not also, for people who have disabilities, is there not, assistance or elder circle? I believe has some services like that they'll come out and make sure. I mean, I don't think the city has to take that on.
Well, let's move on then, we'll leave it at.
We're gonna table it for the budget meeting then, is one year?
Yeah.
Can you put that for the budget meeting? Sarah? All right. That's it for me then.
Well, since the budget's, one more, since the budget's been set for this year, no, for 2019,
2020?
no, 2019, can we make a motion to do the bus stops for this winter and then, because that won't,
It's,
It goes in next year's budget.
Goes in next year's budget.
oh,
So you only have, the rest of December
this
for
month,
this year.
okay.
I just think that this is a small town, and that certain things are, it's not perfectly cut black and white, so to speak. You got all that gray, and we have to operate in the gray, and so just please consider the gray area, because I'll go to bat that if there's somebody in town that needs to have access to law enforcement and an ambulance, and they can't plow their driveway for whatever reason, we normally don't do their driveways, but I'd say, please back drape their driveways so the ambulance can get in there. People are gonna be mad, and I'm gonna say, well, we're a small town, they needed this, and so far we're gonna do this, and if you ever get yourself in that situation, if we're able, we might be able to do it for you as well. I hate to say, because we don't plow everybody's driveway, we're not gonna do yours and your person in need. I think that makes for a very cruddy community. That's all I'm saying. So I'm really leery about those things. And I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying that, please think about that, take that into consideration as you ponder this. Kevin?
We have done that,
Yes.
and I don't have a problem doing that.
Are there liability issues with it, Kevin?
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah, you tear up somebody's lawn or whatever else.
absolutely.
Hear about it in the spring.
I have Elmer Purdy's number if anybody wants it for snow blowing.
When we get the huge snows and the winds up in Trailview and there's snow this deep,
It's horrible up there, yeah.
we gotta do it for them.
Yeah.
But then, that's when the complaints start. Well, when you do it for them, why don't you do it for me?
Right, and I've always told them when they called me, listen, it's unusual circumstances up there, they're not capable of doing that, and some of the people are older, and I know my mom, when she was shoveling snow once, because she was not wanting to bother me, she ended up blowing her shoulder out. Well, I'd rather have her bother me, and so that's just how I look at it. I think we're a small town.
But isn't that kind of where the community starts to pick up the, I mean, I'd like to believe that in a small town, in a community, that we help our neighbors out. It's not just the city council and the budget that's gonna help them.
Right.
I wanna believe that when my neighbor needs a little help, then we help them. We get out and see, when we expect that my sidewalk is all done, and one person's is not done, I can see it, what's going on with that person? I mean, and as neighbors, we should bring that up with each other, shouldn't we, a little bit?
Yeah, I see my neighbor doing stuff for each other. I do stuff for my neighbor. I see Brian up there with his stuff on his neighbors. Plowing, I drive around and pull windows out and stuff when the guys are still out plowing if I'm able. I do parking spots. I get that. But there's some people I think that,
For every 10 that do things for their neighbors, how many don't?
Oh, we have a high renter population.
Yeah.
And they look at it and say,
Yeah, that's my problem.
I just think it might have to be an all or nothing, because you might get more people complaining that they're not gonna be done when other people.
well, like I say, they go to public utilities and add snow removal monthly fee.
you have a good point. Everybody here has a good point.
That's a really good
But
point.
not everybody.
You're right,
Only
that,
for
that
winter
would,
months.
Sometimes I follow my own stuff.
No, it'd have to be a year round because it isn't gonna be cheap.
Right.
It would not be a cheap proposition.
So just think all about all this and we can discuss
We'll
it
discuss it
again.
at the budget meeting.
So as long as we're talking safe walk to school and everything, I brought it up before, but Bob, you got more connections than me. I've talked to the state patrol, but can we get like a flashing 40-mile-an-hour sign out
I
here?
tried.
You sit down here sometimes, you cannot get out on that highway, and these poor kids just sitting there waiting to go across to get to the school, and it's like, people go 70 miles an hour all day long.
It's MnDOT that has to erect that sign and they're the people that you have to get it from.
They have them everywhere. I
They
mean,
do,
all
those
spots
flashing
are.
ones with the
Everybody's.
solar, they're all over the place.
I'll look it up again, but there's a cost to it, see?
Well,
Not to us, but to them it's a cost.
But it doesn't say, it says slow down, but the other one's got 40 mile an hour. When people see that 70 miles an hour on the screen coming down the hill, they might slow down.
Yeah.
La Prairie had one on
I
Back
know.
Street for a while.
I know, but I think they paid for that one.
Oh.
The media there where they have the crosswalk, I don't know who's responsible for moving the stone there. A lot of times that's 3-4 feet high, if not more. You know, where the kids come across, they have the walkway that's designated with the flashing lights, and then we get right into the
Right in the median, you talking?
median area, and then it's, there's snow there, probably, what, 4 or 5 foot wide,
DOT has to do that,
and it never gets done.
like 3 times a year when they clean everything up.
Yeah.
Just my,
Yeah,
oh,
I'll check into that. So anything else? All right, so any unfinished business? Any new business? Any correspondence? Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Duboyevich and Hekmovich. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.